Well, hello, and welcome to the deleted scenes for OSW 99 AEW Revolution 2021. Man, thank you for the whopper response. It's so cool hearing multiple people deciding to check out AEW after the vid. Since it's the first time we covered AEW, we had tons to say, but a fair chunk got cut out just so the episode wasn't Schneider cut long, you know? Listen, none of the stuff is bad, but I'd rather have a tight 1 hour 50 rather than a lengthy 2 hours or sluggish 2 hours 20, you know? Even a few minutes affects the overall pace of such a long haul, as since it's highly edited, I'm hoping to engage you for the duration. After an early cut of the episode, I felt the emotional peak of the video, this is very wanky, was the farty pyro, and then you get the bonus Onita Funk match, so everything kind of afterwards felt like checking boxes until we wrapped up, you know? So it meant cutting down the aftermath and cutting out the post-pay-per-view reviews of Dynamite and BTE completely. But you can see the segments here. Before we start AEW, I just want to go through some Easter eggs and tidbits about the artwork of the show. First up, Lewis the Relinquished Brooklyn Nine-Nine intro. Okay, here's the original. And here's our version. Man, I thought of having this party intro for OSW like 2 years ago, but had to hold off until OSW 99 to do it. It's so sad to leave out many OSW stalwarts. Like, there's only 7 slots in the intro, but 3 of them are myself, V1 and OSE. So I had to cut out like Skinny Knacker, Mo, Ed Leslie, Wurzel. Backlund was last in. He was originally going to be Black Rain. Oh, here's a cartoon sketch. A couple of Easter eggs about our intro. I'm Jake Peralta in this. I kind of had it shot for shot to make sure people get the reference. In the background, there's Making Kids Cry Bra, Umbro Knacker, and Neon What Bar sign, which was also used as an Easter egg during Lewis's Dragon Ball Z fan film. I'll link you in the description. It's brilliant. And instead of a New York police car, it's a Irish Garda car. OZ is Rosa, smacking a CRT telly, of course. Check the books on his desk of Mice and Men. Then underneath, it's Bruce Hart's book and Alan Partridge. He's got the What Bar Bar and Death Note, which is one of Lewis's favourite films and manga, just not the Netflix one. V1 is Terry Crews. He's squishing a Subway sub. The subtext being he's yelling at a Subway employee. And I also love his bob haircut. The kind of shine of it makes it look quite monk-like. Smaller things like Del Rey's text was originally ginger nip hair, because that's kind of what we refer to him as, but introducing the gigolo sounded funnier, as if this TV show was going to be his vehicle. I love the whole gimmick of this is that as if OSW was tasked to make an elite police squad, and this is who we chose, you know, and there would be a sitcom in it. Anyway. It's only 24 seconds long, but it took over 2 months of hard work for Lewis to finish, getting the final version just 3 days before release. One more thing on this, Lewis also made a Scott Pilgrim style music. The art style is modelled on Scott Pilgrim because we thought it would fit well, it's nice and positive. But having new animation and new music, I didn't think people would cop the reference, pun mildly intended, but here's the video with the Scott Pilgrim style music. Our artwork for the show was done by Carl Chocolatano, awesome name. Here's his original drawing of it first. This is kind of a base layer before adding different flares kind of added on top, not the jeans. So here's the poster without any added bits. Now here's Kenny Omega and his chest hat, Mox and his eye patch, and the vest patch that says Mox, just in case you didn't recognize him. There's a bit of cropping and reframing going on, adding the ink blot background to make it all more sumptuous. The piece was modelled on this Metal Gear Solid 4 poster. Hopefully the font of the Revolution logo was a tip-off. See kind of how the L's are made? Yeah. Donald Kirby of Spider Breath fame did the OSW Revolution logo. Note that Ireland is visible in the globe. That wasn't a coincidence. He also made a colour variant and different background for the main piece, which is pretty nifty. And here we go, here's Carl Shakatano's finished piece here. Donald also made the artwork for the AEW retrospective, and Ruben Rodriguez animated them. We actually trialed this kind of new type of animation for retrospectives in our The Last of Us 2 deep dive with the Ghost Ship story, which I'm really proud of. I got such nice feedback about it. People actually thought it was from the game, which is a massive compliment. Anywho, here's a quickie slideshow of the stuff that Donald made. On to AEW. Most of these clips are just trimmed for time and pacing, but if there's something I feel needed to mention, I'll jump in. First off is Maki Ito. We mentioned Ito was beaten later on, so this was cut, as well as splicing her song. I thought it made a better segment closer, so I wouldn't have it twice here. So there. Oh yeah, so this is Maki Ito's official AEW debut. She was a crowd favourite during their Japan Women's Eliminator Tournament, but lost in the opening round versus eventual winner Ryo Mizunami. She does a pop idol song and dance, and I was like, wow, it's so difficult to dance and sing at the same time. She is gassed, like just gulping for breath. How much per ticket? Place your bets now.
Free.
$30.
Ooh, the answer, $57.50. Solid. Oh. And a further $20,700 for merch. So, March 2021, 1,300 in attendance. Fans are in groups there, you can see them. What's the precaution list, like the waiver that they have to sign? Okay, they're all in pods, which is being seated with people in your own social bubble, away from other pods. Wear your mask at all times unless actively eating or drinking. You don't have to get tested, just please stay home if you're unwell. This is kinda on you. OOC mentions Halloween's pumpkin, but it wasn't shown, so here it is.
Then he's got a snake eating the Rolling Stones' mouth.
Yeah, the Paul Stanley kiss makeup on the snake there, huh?
Yep, and he's got a pumpkin, and he's got his terrible skull eagle thing.
That's the Fozzy album art, the skin and bone.
Oh, is that what it is?
What a carny.
Oh my god.
The Jericho match is front-loaded with OC updates on Jericho's knacker tattoos, as well as a fun rant about Fozzy. Actually, that little segment where we shit on it and then admit it's great is just condensed, distilled OSW. So snipping out the build wasn't noticed. And then afterwards, I cut the last plea of Jericho and his lion tamer out because I didn't want to undercut putting MJF over. V1, what is the build-up here?
Chris Jericho and MJF are the co-leaders of the Inner Circle. Jericho formed the group and MJF joined a few months ago, and they're clearly heading to Maxwell taking over the group and kicking out Chris. They won a tag team battle royal at Beach Break a few weeks ago to win a tag team title shot. Honestly, the build was kind of lame because Jericho and MJF had their side feud and the Bucks are kind of feuding with their mates also separately. So to put a bit of heat on it, Jericho and MJF battered Papa Buck and the Bucks came out pissed off and they had a schmoz.
I appreciate, the Hardys getting into wrestling young and, wrestling each other in the back garden. And apparently the Bucks' dad bought them a ring when I think Mash was 16 and Nick was 12. No. That's borderline irresponsible.
It's bad parenting,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes. Jesus Christ. Like 12-year-old going out there doing flips onto basically planks of wood. And I just want to say, Jericho, long hair, long pants, vintage. And I don't care. Yeah, he's put on a few pounds. I don't care.
He's fucking 50.
Yeah.
I'd love to look like that at 37.
I just want to shout out Chris Jericho. Okay, he's not as sprightly as he used to be. He's 50. So's Jill. So's Benjamin Netanyahu. But he's still very crisp, impeccable timing. There's only one kind of flub. Nick Jackson's flipping nothing. Jericho puts him in the walls of Jericho, and they call it the Lion Tamer. And it's like, mate, that's not the Lion Tamer.
It's a Boston Crab.
Yeah. Lion Tamer is the elevated one with the knee to the back, which is so much more awesome.
Why doesn't he do it? These guys are 10 stone dripping wet.
Yeah, Chris Jericho, please bring it back. Come on, baby. The casino tag had the most edits. Jesus, between audio and video editing, like well over a dozen iterations. If you're wondering, we record for maybe 3.5 hours each time we meet up. Each match is its own segment, and each segment is trimmed down to keep the fast pace, which is hopefully keeps you engaged for the long haul. The casino tag and ladder match were kind of nothing multi-man matches ultimately, but it's hard to keep the pace as we're meeting most of these wrestlers for the first time. So here you'll see the little schnips that I've made. Like we have more to say about QT, the Sons of Billy Gunn. Like it's not bad, but it's just you won't notice it if it's gone. So enjoy. Along with QT Marshall, they're part of the Natural Nightmares. Question, I just expected QT to be a woman, QT?
On the QT.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. What does that mean?
I don't know what it means, but it's a famous or
on the quick time.
Is it on the quick time player?
Yeah. That's the white. This is the whitest we've ever been. Holy shit.
I will give him his due. He's lost a lot of weight over the last year. When he first joined AEW, he was looking pretty rough, and now he looks okay.
Slightly rough.
Slightly better.
Austin and Colton Gunn, the Sons of Billy Gunn. Yeah, legit Austin and Colton Sop here. Kip Sop's sons. Should have known with the Chuck and Billy headbands that they got.
Yeah.
Trademark moves are all gun puns like the quick draw. If you're wondering, AEW can't use the surname Gunn for Billy Gunn, but he can use it for merch, not as a performer.
Can they not just do what WWE did with Taz and add an N?
Another N.
Gunn.
So it's very much like Cody, semicolon, and Brandy Rhodes. It's Billy, semicolon, and the Guns.
Yeah.
And since November 2020, it was settled with WWE, and both can use their names in AEW.
Jungle Boy, do you know who he's the son of?
I do.
Jungle Man.
I do. I only found that out watching the David Arquette documentary. Luke Perry.
Luke Perry.
Wow.
Crazy, isn't it? So I assume Luke Perry was a big wrestling fan.
Massive wrestling fan, yeah. Dylan from 90210.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah. Very sad.
Very sad. But yeah, Jungle Boy's great.
JR, to borrow a phrase from you, I think business has just picked up.
It was just like looking at Butcher and Blade here. Like, who's this Jake Roberts looking fella? Like, he's got boy written all over him.
Like, this is the guy that looks like he could be 60.
Yeah. The Butcher here, not Ed Leslie in WCW or Abdullah the Butcher. This is Andy Williams, the rhythm guitarist from Every Time I Die. Miro What Bar was cut for time, seeing as we had a big Rusev history bit, the match build up, and the Kip Twitch segments, which are all more fun than this one. But here you go. Sorry, I was just marveling at Miro's breezy boxer shorts. So Steve, which bar is Miro?
Well, Jay, Miro is sporting a red and black prize fighter boxing shorts with gold trim and what looks to be a hand-drawn Miro on the front. The two most common ones that I was given, literally dozens of people said the same thing.
Catch bars?
Yeah, no.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Was Diotor from Robot Wars.
Awesome. Yes, that's some deep dive knowledge there.
It most certainly is. And Gigas from Earthbound.
Earthbound, yeah.
There we go.
And Gygas from Earthbound. I don't know which it is.
Well done, Stephen.
At Yamas is here. Says he is a red tiger camo skin from Call of Duty.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
Call it duty. He said duty.
Duty.
At the Burt 89, Big Boss
Yeah, get in.
from Metal Gear Solid 3.
Someday he'll eat from a tree frog.
At Blonde Hokage 26, a red, black, and white camo Xbox Series X joypad.
Nice. It's got a bit of Jericho flair to it, actually.
Michael Redmond says he is a Seoul Eland goalkeeper jersey.
Wow, it's nice. Yeah. Well, no. I meant it's accurate. It's not nice.
You don't like it. No.
Sean Kozens, a WWF Attitude case.
Fucking get in. That is such a terrible cover, but it's effective and it's iconic.
Matty Boom Balati says he is.
Great name.
It is a good name. Says he is a red and black camo PS4 joypad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kyle Martin says he is the Dudleys from WWF No Mercy on the N64.
Man, that's nice. That is I like that camo. Yeah.
And Jake Mills,
Cut yourself on those pixels there.
says he is the character select screen from WWF Raw on the Super Nintendo and Sega.
Fantastic. As seen on OSW 96.
And that brings us to an end of this edition of What Bar? Guys, thank you very much. You guys are all awesome. I enjoyed reading through and looking at the awesome pictures.
Who won? Who's the favourite?
I'm a big Metal Gear fan. I think I'm going to go for Snake from Metal Gear 3.
So you're a solid Snake.
I am a solid Snake, yes. So that was at the Burt
I'm glad
89.
you couldn't say that.
I'm Turgid Snake.
Yes, so a winner is you, mate. And to all the rest of you who entered and you didn't win, which would make you losers.
Hold on. I thought Orange Cassidy was over. Am I wrong here?
Oh, massively over. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, yes, the fans that love him, but there's also legions that don't get it. And I'm one of those people. I don't see how he can get past, using this current gimmick, how he can get past the low mid-card comedy. But it seems like they want to push him far beyond it. Like, you can't have him wrestle John Moxley and have Moxley take those kicks. The only right thing to do is to break his face, you know? Speaking of this, can I give out about Kip for like a few minutes?
I'll give you 25 seconds.
Okay, so he also streams games on Twitch, and one day I decided to rate him and sent over like 150 people or something. He was playing like Call of Duty, and there was like maybe 60 people watching. So on his thing, it's like AEW wrestler Kip Sabian, and he's playing with other wrestlers and blah blah blah. And then we raid, and we're like, hey, hello.
Raid means you send your followers who are watching you onto someone else's channel.
And then the first thing he goes is, just to let you know, this is not a wrestling channel and we don't talk about wrestling.
Oh, fuck off.
So yeah, I blocked him.
That is pathetic.
What a dickhead. The beginning of the match with the comedy was horrifically bad. I thought it was at odds with what they were telling us they were fighting for. I think someone needs to sit Sheeta down and show her this match and say, you hit 38 running knee strikes and 27 Falcon arrows, and by the time we got to the end of the match, none of them mattered. They hit each other really hard, and they're very good athletes and they're good professional wrestlers, but I didn't like the match. It didn't work for me.
Opportunity to be the face of the revolution, to grab a literal brass ring.
That's more of a Canadian bacon. He just kind of flopped on his arse a bit.
Very safe.
Yeah.
It's like a Virgil Canadian destroyer. Scorpio Sky mistimes grabbing the ring, so he just steps back down. Considering how long we focus on Darby Allin, and rightly so, The initial how Team Taz came to be was trimmed for time. Shame as there's a fun aside. Same with the Omega Mox match.
Who can stop the path of Cage?
Horse tails! Taz, how did he form his faction?
It just kind of happened over time.
Did they sit at the same bus stop?
1 week, Taz just kind of came out and it's like, oh, he's got Brian Cage and he's given him the FTW World Championship, and now he's got Ricky Starks.
Question, the FTW Fuck the World Championship? Was that Taz's one from ECW?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah!
You could call it the Brooklyn World Belt. You could call it the World Belt.
Let's just age ourselves that FTW means fuck the world, as in 90s ECW, not for the win.
Is that what it means now?
Yeah, they took it. It's like, what does WCW mean? It's Woman Crush Wednesday. Fuck you!
What? What the fuck?
You can have any day of the week to have a woman crush.
That's bollocks.
I am a hoodlum.
It had the dizzying highs, the terrifying lows, and the creamy middles. Huge win for me. Only improvement I'd have is that I wish they milked Darby rising from his injuries and weighing up his massive elbow drop. I'm thinking maybe it's because there wasn't a crowd there and so he couldn't really gauge any reaction there. Or maybe the editor just cut it quickly. Would have liked to see him hot dog more, but that's a very minor thing. Amazing, huge win. Big reason to watch AEW. And Darby Allin, fucking on my radar.
Yeah.
They handle Sting perfectly because, 60 odd.
Yeah, 62.
60 shit. He can only do so much, but everything they did with him was great. What I wanted to see at the end. So Sting is in the ring with Starks. Darby is off in the chasm somewhere. If Starks has a chair or something dangerous and he's about to hit Sting full force on the top of the head, and out of nowhere Darby comes in, grabs the chair, like the great savior spot, and have Darby take the win. I don't know what the advantage of Sting getting the win is over Darby. That's just minor quibble.
I suppose they're putting him over in that he sacrificed himself for the win.
Okay.
Making him a bigger babyface.
Okay.
That's all I can think. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Apart from the horse voice, I thought JR is kind of grand enough on this pay-per-view. Nothing important, but he kind of kicked it into high gear for this match. Just another thing is at the left-hand side of the ring, the wrestlers and crew keep their distance, while on the right-hand side, they're not. They're just right up against the railing. I was like, if you had primed explosives in front of you, you get the fuck back.
Get the fuck back.
Something's up here.
Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers in the entire world. Jon Moxley is currently my favourite wrestler to watch. I wanted a great wrestling match because they're two great wrestlers. And what I got was a series of time wasting until they could get to the farty pyros.
I like Dino's kayfabe explanation better. Post-match to the crowd, he just said, Kenny Omega may be a tough son of a bitch, but he can't make an exploding ring worth a shit.
I don't know. They put themselves in a really difficult place, but it was. I don't even have the words for it. But I will tell you, I think it's going to go down in WrestleBolics history. This is going to be
such a shame.
memed and botchamania'd and OSW'd, until the end of time.
But fair play to Eddie Kingston.
He's so good.
And our final deleted scenes with the kind of post-pay-per-view aftermath. After Funk and Onita, this was trimmed down the most, heading straight to the wrapping up points. There's, kind of one from each of us here. OSC's pay-per-view summary, why did V1 pick this, and my closing plea to give AEW a chance because competition equals good. And that just made for a much tighter, stronger finish. But here's our pay-per-view thoughts, then a quick note on Tony Khan, then close with Dynamite and BTE. Alright, enjoy. So overall, what did you think of AEW Revolution, baby? I don't know why. Jericho,
Revolution,
get on
baby.
it. Go on, yeah.
overall, I think this was a really good show. It was very easy to watch. Sat down. It's 3 hours 44. Not a bother. Wasn't tired. There were things that I didn't like. For me, the main event didn't work. I just wanted to see them have a hard-hitting blow-off to their feud that's like kind of lasted 2 fucking years. And I wasn't a big fan of the ladder match. Disappointing. But still, I thought the tag team opener, excellent. The second half of the Battle Royal was fucking awesome. Jungle Boy, Phoenix. Shout out to MJF. I think he's the future of the business. I loved the cinematic match. I loved Matt Hardy and Hangman Page. But in saying that, this is still one of AEW's weakest pay-per-views yet. Yeah.
That's an incredible achievement.
And I think that's why I wasn't as high on it as others, because I've seen them put on shows that have 7 whopper matches, you know?
My first point is a really easy watch. Only problem is that most of the undercard is high-flying, flippy shit with no selling and no psychology, and I was like, I'm not interested in it. But really like to see Le Champion, Chris Jericho, love seeing MJF, Bucks can fuck off. But then when Darby Allin's match hit, it was like, holy shit, this is what I want. And the main event, love seeing Mox, love seeing Kenny Omega, always have time for them. 2 more things. Evil Uno. You're on my radar, mate.
This guy's gonna get fucking over now.
Why are you on you, mate? He's pretty fucking great. And yeah, Lance Hoyt, Lance Archer, really impressed with how much he's improved both his physique and his in-ring work and general look in general. So, like, well done, mate. You know, great to see him doing very well.
And
he's a nice guy on Twitter as well.
Yes, he is. He's a super, super nice guy.
If you're ever wondering, like, Tony Khan, I was like, who's this guy? Well, I've never heard of you before. It's like, how are you a billionaire? Easy. Be a son of a billionaire.
He owns Fulham, right?
Very good. Fulham FC, Jacksonville Jaguars in Florida, co-owner of AEW, of course. And his dad, Shahid Khan, how did he make his money? Check it up. In 1980, he bought his employer's auto shop and kind of built it up to supply car bumpers, grew it to get the Toyota pickup steel and eventually the whole Toyota line in the US. And so it was worth about $2 billion in 2010 to almost $9 billion in 2020. Insane. Your man Tony, he is a huge mark. Like, he was a
massive mark.
Yeah, like he was tape trading in the 90s at the ECW shows,
nice.
Kind of stuff. I love he has a Star Trek captain's log notebook with him. He brings it to AEW with him. It's so cool. He comes across as a very nice guy, very easygoing, humble, which, like, if you didn't know any better, you think he's just a tech, which is pretty cool.
Is he the booker?
Yeah, he's the main booker. Like, obviously there are people who will, you know, talk to him and say, oh, I'd like to do this and this and this. But what you see on TV has to go through him.
So he's basically living the dream of every wrestling fan.
Yeah, pretty much.
As you see that? There he is, hanging out with Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn!
Let me see. I want to see a bit of
Jerry Lynn.
Ah, there he is, yeah.
He seems like he's a really nice guy.
Promos could use a bit of work, though.
Yeah.
See you on Botchamania.
Yeah.
But Steve, you got time for Dynamite. Yeah, I never got to say that. Yeah.
It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means.
This was one of the best 2-hour wrestling TV shows I've seen in a long time. It was awesome.
So we got Ray Phoenix versus Matt Jackson.
This was fucking great. Matt's an excellent worker. Phoenix is one of the most spectacular wrestlers in the world. Flipping on the ropes, hitting arm drags, Hurricane Ranas from like the outside in, going under ropes, bouncing off the bottom rope and still managing to jump onto his fucking head. Absolutely incredible stuff. I will say, Canadian destroyers. He hit like 3 in this match. Yeah. And the move is no more dangerous than a kick to the shin anymore. It's fucking ridiculous, you know? But like, anyway, overall, great match. Whopper opener. Both guys look awesome. And it's building up to the tag team match because Phoenix and Pac won the tag team title shot. So, yeah, awesome.
Both forearm each other, dizzy. Phoenix reverses a tombstone and hits a sit-out tombstone himself for the win.
Anybody's ball game here. Jackson, just planted him center of the ring, and Phoenix wins.
Eddie Kingston is here to explain the farty pyro.
Mox and Eddie are two of the best promo men in the entire business. Eddie talked about that this was all a joke because Kenny is this kind of, mastermind where he gets into your head. And then Mox is like, bullshit. He absolutely wanted to kill us. He just sucks. They both joke as like, you know what happened? Don Callis is there. He works in Impact Wrestling, so they must have built it.
That's good.
I thought they did as good a job as possible turning a disaster into something that they can use going forward. And I want these as my tag champs. They're fucking amazing.
I've made more explosive volcanoes in 4th grade science class. What the hell was that?
Next up, we got Cody versus Seth Gargis.
This was a 3-move squash match. Cody tapped him out with the figure 4. But then we got Penta afterwards. Penta's great. And he's got a new gimmick where he has the Spanish commentator coming out. And so he will chat to him. And then your man will go, Penta says. And then he'll tell you what he says. I think Penta says is going to get over real big. You're going to be able to sell merch with that on it. Cody flips out and they have a brawl. It was really good.
It's a barroom brawl here without the barroom.
Sting appears. And that's it.
Yeah. They do this a lot. He comes out to talk. Someone else comes out. I think it was Archer. And he says, I need to get TV time. You're getting TV time. Give me TV time.
He better have said exactly that.
He said that he doesn't need a ladder match to prove that he's the face of AEW. I was like, go out and prove it then,
We'll leave you be and let you have bystander your time.
The big loser, Ethan Page versus Lee Johnson. Lose Mang hits a release Razor's Edge for the win, and a disgusted QT walks off.
He hits the Ego's Edge. Wow.
The debut of Christian Cage on Dynamite.
This was great. Yeah. This was fucking great. Kenny Omega comes out and steals the spotlight because he's a heel cunt champion. Callis grabs the mic and says, Kenny Omega is the greatest wrestler who ever lived, the god of pro wrestling, and now the king of the death match.
I love it.
Great line. Eddie comes out and they have a little back and forth. Christian finally comes out, confronts Kenny Omega, goes to hit him with the unprettier. Kenny leaves and then Christian picks up the belt, looks at it to end the fucking fabulous segment. Loved it.
Well, we didn't get a chance to hear Christian Cage speak tonight, but I think what we got was even bigger than that.
As promised from AEW Revolution, it's a 6-woman tag. Shida, Ryu, and Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, and Maki Ito.
The match was okay, wasn't great. Maki Ito is the best. She just powers on through her entire song as they're all fighting. After her song, she hits maybe the worst mic shots I've ever seen. She was wearing not muffs. What's ear like
cans?
Ear cans.
Headphones.
Yeah, sure. But as someone said that if they're live and she's hitting person with the mic, she could just blow out her ears. So maybe that's why she did them so weak.
Rosa plants Ito and scores the win. Post-match heel beatdown, stand tall bollocks.
Stand tall balls. Yeah, probably the weakest segment of the whole show.
Oh, look at this, Maki Ito. Sing away. And the fight's on.
Final match of the night is AEW TNT title match. Champion Darby Allin, what are you doing wrestling, mate? Versus Scorpio Sky. Because he won the match. There, you got the big life preserver.
The big brass ring breaking through to your not even main event the next week for the mid-card title. This match was great. My favourite spot of the match, Darby's whipped to the corner. Scorpio runs at him. Darby gets up and hits him a nice kick to the face. That hurt. 5 seconds later, he gets him right back. Kick to the face. Darby does this awesome falling cell into the ropes and then bounces back off. Fantastic match. Sky goes for the TKO. Darby counters it into a cradle and gets the quick roll-up win to defend his title. Fantastic match. Loved it.
And in your main event, it's the Inner Circle War Council. Man, Jericho, he's great at gimmicking his in-ring promo segments because it's best from the Festival of Friendship.
Yes. So basically they're building up towards what I hope is a blood and guts match, which is the AEW version of War Games that they were going to do last March before COVID hit.
Inner Circle War Council, Inner Circle are in the ring. Sammy, he GTVs MJF saying,
Yes.
oh, you're going to swerve Jericho.
Yeah.
But haha, we're actually in league with Jericho. Please, please. But he's actually, oh, I don't need the Inner Circle. I've got my new faction, which is called...
Pinnacle.
Who's in that?
MJF,
Yes.
FTR.
Who's FTR?
That is the Revival.
Yes.
Tully Blanchard.
He must be 700 years old.
But he's really good. Sean Spears, who...
Is that perfect?
That's perfect 10
Yeah.
guy. And Wardlow, who's the beef.
Brave.
A fucking phenomenal segment. Absolutely great.
So, wow. So, Ray Phoenix and Matt Jackson.
Darby
And Scorpio Sky. And then you got this main event segment here.
And then the Kenny segment, the promo as well. Like,
Solid.
it's an
Solid.
awesome show. Fantastic fucking show.
Excellent. Steve, you got time for BTE.
I did not watch this.
Oh, I did.
I hate this show.
Oh.
At least I'm not the dickhead that got eliminated first.
BTE After Revolution number 246 from Monday, March 8th. I got 3 things for you. The Good Brothers have a skit about Baldy popping a boner and then he hides it by hanging a t-shirt off it. There you go. Hangman Page celebrates with the Dark Order after winning his match from Big Money Matt. They riff saying, hey, we bought stuff to celebrate like barrels of whiskey and a ski holiday. And Page is like, where'd you get the money? It's like, oh yeah, we put it on your credit card because you were going to win the match anyway. He's like, I already gave the money to charity. Ah, shit. And Big Money Matt, he is super salty after losing, and his mates, his cronies, are trying to get into his room, and he's fuck off, mate. And we get a Matt magic act where he's eating grapes all the time. He's like, see this grape? No, you don't.
That's good.
There you go.
Okay.
Sorted. That's all I got. Yeah, there you go.
The way you talk about it makes it sound way better than it actually is.
Well, I gave you 40 seconds.
Yeah.
There we go.
Surprise, motherfucker!
All right, lads. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for your love and support. And we'll see you for OSW 100. That's mental. That is crazy talk. All right. A winner is you. See you in the funny pages.